Hello, it's me, Mike, the HPDS. I'll be getting into Genesis 34 in this video. Genesis 34, I'll be reading through it. So before I get started, I'll go ahead and say the Lord's Prayer. So, our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be thy name. May your kingdom come, may your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Please give us this day our daily bread and forgive us of our debt as we forgive those in debt to us. And Lord, lead us not into temptation, but instead deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom of power and glory, Lord, forever and ever. Amen. So, we'll be getting into 34, and I'll read over this. What we'll be looking at is basically verses 1 through 35. 1 through 5. We're going to see that Dinah, one of Jacob, one of Israel's his daughter, she's going to be defiled by the people, by Shechem. And so she's going to be defiled by there. And then we're going to see verses 6 through 24. We're going to see Hamor's proposal. Hamor is Shechem's father, and he's going to make a proposal. And then at the end of the chapter, verses 25 through 31, we're going to see that doesn't go well, and Jacob's men killed the men of Shechem. So that's what we're going to be seeing. Let me go ahead and get into it. And remember, if we take a look at 33, we basically had that in Genesis 33, Jacob and Esau met. You know, it'd been 20 years later. They come together. It's 20 years, and that 20 years that Jacob had been out in Laban, been out there with Laban, but he makes it back and everything's good. Everything's good between the two. And what we're going to end up seeing is now Jacob is here, and he bought some land there, right there in from the children of Hamor. It was in, let's see, in verse 18 of 33, and Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Paddan Aram and pitched his tent before the city, and he bought a parcel of a field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor. So we're talking about these children of Hamor. So that's what we're looking at. He's in this land. He just bought a field, and let's see what ends up happening. So make sure I get this going. So I will be reading through Genesis 34, and it reads, And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her, and lay with her, and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were wroth, because they had wrought folly in Israel in laying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, Because he had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor, and Shechem Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, These men are peaceable with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, the two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep, and their oxen, and their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, Ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I, being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me, and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, and my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? So that was Genesis 34 in its entirety. Uh, and these guys were serious about their sisters, uh, dignity over here. These guys were very, very serious. Like I said, it was a different life. These people were taking very seriously their sister's worth. Remember, mind you, we remember the story of Abraham and Sarah, and how Sarah got, because of Sarah and her beauty, that's a real big reason for Abraham's wealth. And then, we see it again later on, even with Isaac and Rebecca doing kind of the same thing, where that ends up happening as well. A woman is worth a lot of money, and these men realize that. And basically, this guy from what we're gonna see, Dinah, is gonna be Shechem. Is basically Shechem is the main prince. Hamor is the king right now, or Hamor is the guy that let's see, Hamor is the prince, and Shechem is his son. It looks like so. Basically, he's an important guy. And this guy did just like what we've been seeing. He just took a woman, and he took her. He just took her and had sex with her. He just did what he pleased. He may have just found her somewhere. He liked her. Never mind what she felt on the matter. He took her, and he slept with her. And then all of a sudden, he started being nice to her. Clearly, he liked this woman. So she, whatever kinds of rights these women had in those days, it was basically these men, these Canaanite men, were able to they just took women. So they just did it, and he did it. and meanwhile Jacob's people and those around Abraham and coming from that line, they realize that they're supposed to be married before any of this should be the case. It should be a marriage is what this should be. So why did he just take off with her and sleep with her and defile her? He defiled her. So, but of course this guy, this Prince of Shechem, this Prince Shechem and his father Hamor, they're gonna try, oh, he really loves her, so let's just get him married. So, then we get married, and then there's a lie, and it has to do with the circumcision, because we got to remember the covenant was with Abraham, and that covenant was there that they were going to inherit the land, and that anybody born or bought in their household must be circumcised. But these guys weren't being bought. These guys were like, they're trading. They're selling a wife. That's what they're doing. Technically they're selling Dinah to this other family over here. So that's not the same case. So she's leaving their household and becoming one with their household is what would be happening. So they're kind of lied. These guys didn't need to be circumcised. It was but they lie and they tell them you gotta get circumcised. These guys get circumcised because they see obviously how rich and wealthy these guys are. They then these two sons in particular, and who was it? Simeon and was Levi? Was it Simeon and Levi? I already forget. Let's see, 34, and you will be circumcised. Only 34, Simeon and Levi. Yeah, Simeon and Levi, they go in and they probably take some men with them. They kill the people. They take advantage of this circumcision that the whole town goes through. All the men go and get circumcised. And then these guys come and take advantage and kill them all. Take off with their stuff. And it upsets Jacob. Jacob gets really upset because clearly he's become a stink now. Now he doesn't know. Now people around the area are gonna probably think badly about him. They're gonna, there's gonna be issues. But these guys are real adamant. Well, should he have treated our sister like a harlot? But so yeah, let's go ahead and I'll get into it, and let's take a look line by line and see. Let's expand with the Holy Spirit and see what we come across. So yeah, it's Dinah, daughter of Leah. So let's go through this genealogy again. We got, remember, Jacob he's got Leah and Rachel as his wives. Leah has Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulon, and then she's got Dinah over here, which is the daughter, which is pretty much the only woman out of the bunch. So that's the only daughter out of the bunch. And so when Shechem, the son of the Hamorite, so here he goes, Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite. So then once again, the Hivite. So he's a Hivite. These guys are Hivites up here. These guys are Hivites. Look, so he's kind of right here in these Hivites. Hivites and Canaanites are living together. And he is kind of in this area. So let's take a look back into this. Which one's the good map? This map. He was in Manahaim, remember, and he goes to Shechem. So that's right here, if you notice where it's at, Shechem, Bethel. He's in Shechem, though. And so the dominating area would have been these Hivite people. You can see them right here, these Hivites, kind of that same area. So you can see these maps matching up. And so he took her, though. He takes it, he sees her, and just like, he takes the daughter, Dinah, and he lays with her. He just goes ahead and defiles her. And you see that God is saying his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved her, and he was nice to her. He spoke nice to her, and then he keeps telling his dad, you gotta go get me this woman to be my wife. So he takes her and he sleeps with her, and then after the fact, he decides, you know what, I want to marry this woman too. So go get her to be my wife, Dad. So these are the outsiders. They're not the line of Jacob, remind you. These are outsiders. These are the Canaanites. Well, these are the Hivites. And the Hivites were, I believe they come from, let's see. If we go back up the line, we got to go find this other line. Let's see. The genealogy of the nations. The Hivites come over here, and they're also from Canaan. So they are technically part of the line of Canaan, these Hivites over here. So that is the line of Canaan ultimately. And so what does he do? He does it backwards. He sleeps with her, and then he goes to go get, to wife her. So sleeps with her, then he wifes her. So we're saying that this is not the way it's supposed to be. But let's see, he does it, and so now Jacob hears about it. He finds out that Dinah's been defiled, and like I said, they all know the worth. They know the worth of a woman. So now they know that basically this dude, she belongs to this dude already. He already bought it, so now, like I said, her worth is, she's been defiled. There's no saying what her worth is. Her worth is as much as this guy says it's gonna be, because ultimately, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole case. It's basically what she says it's gonna be, because she's already been defiled. He already belongs to that man. Technically, in God's eyes, in Jacob's eyes, he already knows. These guys already know. This guy, she already belongs to this guy, and we don't know how much you're worth. Let's be honest. And what are you gonna give? And you did it all wrong. You didn't do it right. They're very upset. Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to commune with him. So this guy comes out and he says, but so does the sons of Jacob, and everybody's grieved, everybody's angry. This is something that shouldn't have been done. Why did he take Jacob's daughter? You shouldn't have done this. You took somebody important and you just took her. And so Hamor says, calm down, everybody, please. He wants to marry her anyway. So let's marry with us. Marry with us. Let's get into that, where you can make marriages with us, and we'll make marriages with you, and take our daughters unto you. So we'll be really friendly with each other, and we'll be cool with each other to take wives from each other. And you can dwell with us, and you could trade with us, and you could get possessions herein. So that's what they're really saying. Let's be real, buddy, and so we could marry in between these families of ours. And so he goes, and so Shechem said unto her father and unto her brother, he says, what ye shall say unto me, I will give. He's basically giving him, just tell me whatever price you want. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. Basically, he's saying, whatever you want, tell me. I will, but just give me her, give me Dinah, because he really loves her. He really already slept with her. He really claved to her. Give me, he needs her as a wife now. Whatever the cost is. And so we see that the sons, this is where they start answering him, deceitfully. So like I said, basically, I put that Genesis 6 through 24 was this proposal. So this is Hamor's proposal here. He's proposing, let's all start intermarrying with each other. And we'll do it first off by giving your daughter to my son as this wife. That'll be the first marriage. Come on, what do you say? That's his proposal. And Jacob and them, they go ahead and they say, yeah, sure, but first off, we can't just do it. And here's the lie. This is what they say. And they said unto them, that's why it says they answered his father deceitfully. This is the lie. We cannot do this. We cannot give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach to us. That's not necessarily true. That's what they're saying. That's a lie. These guys didn't need to be circumcised. It was if these guys were bought, and if these guys were sold, so basically they're kind of tricking them into saying that we bought you. We bought you, you belong to us. And they're like, sure, whatever. We just got to get circumcised, and then we could start intermarrying with you guys. And so that's what they tell him. That's what Jacob's sons over here say. If you guys get all your males circumcised, then we will consent unto this proposal that you've made. And then we will give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if you will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter and we will be gone. So they're telling them, you guys all got to get circumcised, even though this isn't necessarily the truth, because they're selling their daughters. So it's not necessarily that these guys are being purchased into this family, but it's something else. It's a marriage. So then they go. So Hamor and them, they're like, sure, why not? Let's go ahead and do this. Then they go to their city, and that's why the young man deferred. So that's why this guy, he agreed. He's like, yeah, I'm all about it. I need to marry this woman. And so Hamor and Shechem, they come into the gate of their city, which is this town Shechem over here. Oh, there goes wrong. So remember the town of Shechem over here, where they're at. This Shechem, so that's where they're at. These are these Hivites, but they're people of Canaan, and they go ahead and and what happens? Let's see. And they tell other people, yeah, go ahead. These guys are great. They're peaceful with us. We're going to let them live here. And look at how much stuff they've got in the land. It's good enough for everybody. And they're going to take their daughters for us to wives, and they're going to give them our daughters. And we'll give them our daughter. We're going to trade daughters. We're going to basically intermarry with these people. These guys are great. And then the only problem is we got to go and get circumcised, just like they're circumcised. But look at all the stuff they got. And if we did this, everything, won't every of their substance be theirs, ours? Every beast of theirs be ours too. So it's great for all of us. It's an economical thing. Let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. So come on, these guys got a plenty of time. These guys are gonna move in with us. And they're gonna let us marry, and we're gonna marry amongst these guys, and so forth. And they're gonna look at all the stuff they've got, and they've got a bunch of cattle, and now they're gonna be ours. All we gotta do is just be circumcised. So they all do it. They agree. Apparently, it was worthy. It was a worthy thing. So they all go and they get circumcised. And then we find that it came to pass on the third day, here come the sons. So here comes, starting, like I said, verses 25 until the end, 31. We're going to see that Jacob's men killed the men of Shechem. And by Jacob's men, we basically are talking about his two sons, Simeon and Levi, which are the direct brothers of this woman, Dinah. Remember, if we go through here, we see that Leah is their mother, and Dinah is their youngest sister, and here's Simeon, the second born, and we got Levi, the firstborn. So that's what's going on here. We got Levi and Simeon together, go in, take advantage of the situation, and they just kill all the guys. They kill all the men there in Shechem. And they slew Hamor, they slayed the king, they slew the prince, Hamor, Shechem, and they kill everybody. And they take their sister Dinah out of his house. So he was already over there. She was already over there. They grab her by force. They take her out. And the sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sister. So they take all their, basically Jacob and Simeon and Levi come in and just destroy the city when most of the men are just, laying there. They're still kind of sore from this procedure of circumcision. So they're still recovering. There's not really, they can't be, this whole city did it, and they're not really in a fighting, a position to be fighting. And what has happened? Here comes a war placed upon them by Simeon and Levi, and they kill everybody, and all the men anyway. And then what do? They take the sheep, the oxes, the asses, and then all their wealth and all their little ones and their wives they took captive and spoiled even all that was in the house. And so they take all the kids and they take the wives and they kill all the men and they take all the goods. They completely plundered the city. And this is done by Simeon and Levi. And so this is a big thing now, because Jacob over here is like, oh, you trouble me. Why did you do this? We were gonna, like what? So it really makes you wonder that the sons of Jacob were the one that were acting on Jacob's behalf, in front of these men for the most part. And so they really did this, and they went ahead and just killed this town and took them as captives. And their concept is, look, that's how much our sister's worth to us. You shouldn't have done that. So that's a big, bold statement by these two sons of Jacob, who we'll see what the consequences of that are later on too, because we will see that ultimately Jacob will bless all of these children, and he'll have a blessing for every last one of them, and we'll see what the blessings are based off of what these kids' actions are during their lifetime. So other than that, though, that was Genesis 34. I'm gonna go ahead and uh, cancel out of that. That was Genesis 34. And like I said, a recap is Dinah gets picked up by while she's in Shechem, while they're living in Shechem. So after 33, when Jacob makes it back into town, and he talks to Esau, and he's living there, he rolls up into this land of Shechem, and he buys some territory there. But now he's there in Shechem, and Dinah gets uh, must be a pretty woman, and the king of the town picks her up. The prince of the town uh, sees her, and he defiles her. He sleeps with her, and then he asks his dad to go. Then after the fact, he gets his dad to go make the marriage legal between these two families, and while they're there, Hamor makes a proposal, and the sons of Jacob over here, Simeon and Levi, kind of lie and say, you got to get circumcised, and they get circumcised, and then they come up and they take advantage a few days later while these guys are circumcised, and Simeon and Levi completely plundered the town of Shechem. And this is just a big event in the life of Jacob, and it makes him, he's really concerned. It makes him a stink among the people, the inhabitants, and he's really concerned that some of the other inhabitants of the land are going to come and kill everybody. So you can see Jacob is constantly living in this sphere of this outside world of, these people are all going to come kill him. And so that's what we're going on here, and that's the end of 34. And I'll go ahead and say, if you're watching this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for further Bible studies out of the King James Version of the Bible. God bless you, and I pray that we all bless Jesus Christ, and may Jesus Christ bless all of us. Amen.